Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss set number 4 from the DILR section of CAT 2023 slot 2. This is again one of the easy set of this slot. First of all, I will suggest you to go through this data, take the screenshot of the given data and questions, try this set by yourself and then come back to this explanation video. Now let's start solving this set. There are three people, A, B and C. Anjali, Bipasha and Chitra visited an entertainment park that has 4 rides. Each ride lasts for 1 hour. Each ride lasts for 1 hour, can accommodate only one visitor at one point. All rides begin at 9 AM and must be completed by 5 PM except for the ride 3. For which the last ride has to be completed by 1 PM. Ride gets open every 30 minutes. That is 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, 11:30 and so on. Whenever a ride gets open and there is no visitor inside, the first visitor waiting in the queue buys the ticket just before taking the ride. The ticket prices are ₹20, ₹50, ₹30 and ₹40 for ride 1 to 4 respectively. It means for the ride 1 the ticket price is ₹20, for the ride 2 the ticket price is ₹50 and so on. Each of the 3 visitors took at least one ride and did not necessarily take all the rides. At least one ride and did not necessarily take all the rides. None of them took the same ride more than once. The moment time from one ride to another is negligible and a visitor leaves the ride immediately after the completion of the ride. The last statement is the important one. No one takes a break inside the park unless mentioned in the next few statements. No one takes a break inside the park unless it is mentioned explicitly. Few more statements are there. The first statement is Chitra never waited in the queue and completed her visit by 11 AM after spending ₹50 to pay for the tickets. Means all the rides that Chitra took are before 11 AM. They are completed by 11 AM and the total amount spent by Chitra is ₹50. After that, Anjali took ride 1 at 11 AM after waiting for 30 minutes for Chitra to complete it and so on. So such a kind of statements are given. So let's have a look at questions everyone. Which kind of questions are there? What was the amount spent by Bipasha? Then which ride completed by Anjali by 2 PM? Which ride was taken by all 3 visitors? And so on. So these are the questions over here. So after reading questions, what we come to know that we need to identify that these 3 people A, B, C, which person took which ride at which time. This is what we need to identify over here. So let's start solving this. To solve this, we need to make a table. The table is going to be something like this. The gates open at 9 o'clock. The first ride is going to be 9 AM to 10 AM. And the gates open after every 30 minutes starting from 10 AM. The next possible slot is 10 AM to 11 AM, then 10:30 AM to 11:30 AM, then 11 AM to 12 AM, then 11:30 AM to 12:30 AM. Likewise, the last slot is 4 PM to 5 PM. So this is how we can form the table. Now how we can fill this table, let's have a look at it. So over here what we know is ride 1 cost ₹20, ride 2 cost ₹50, after that ride 3 ₹30 and ride 4 is ₹40. And along with that we also know that ride 3 should be completed before 1 o'clock. So for ride 3, 12:30 to 1:30 slot is not available and all next slots are not available for ride 3. After this, let's read the first statement. Chitra never waited in the queue and completed her visit by 11 am after spending rupees 50 to pay for the ticket. Anjali took ride 1 at 11 am after waiting for 30 minutes for Chitra to complete it. So from this, what we can conclude over here, let's have a look at it. Anjali took ride 1 at 11 am. She waited for 30 minutes. It means she arrived at the gate of ride 1 at 10:30. And at that time, Chitra was taking that ride. Chitra completed this ride at 11 o'clock. It means Chitra took ride 1 in which slot? 10 am to 11 am. Chitra took ride 1 in this slot, and Anjali is going to take the ride 1 in 11 am to 12 pm slot. Now, the first statement says that total amount spent by Chitra is rupees 50. Chitra is going to take ride 1, which will cost rupees 20. So Chitra is going to take ride 3 in 9 am to 10 am slot, because it is given that these are the only 2 rides that Chitra took and Chitra never waited in the queue. So from this, what we can conclude is the Chitra took how many rides? 2 rides. Which rides? Ride 1 and ride 3. The total amount spent by Chitra is how much? 20 plus 30, that is equal to 50. That's it. So over here we done with statement 1. Statement 2, it is given that it was the only ride where Anjali waited. So over here Anjali is not going to wait after this. So let me note it down over here. Anjali is not going to wait. After 12 pm. Then we done with statement 1, statement 2. Bipasha began her first of 3 rides at 11:30 am. So from this, what we can conclude is the total rides taken by Bipasha is 3, and the first ride starts at 11:30 am. So that 11:30 am ride cannot be ride 1. That has to be ride 2 or ride 3 or ride 4. So Bipasha, total 3 rides, and the first ride is going to start at 11:30 am. 11:30 to 12:30 is the first ride. After that, all the 3 visitors incurred the same amount of ticket expenses by 12:15. So the total amount spent by each and every 3 people by 12:15 is same. We already know that total amount spent by Chitra by 12:15 is rupees 50. So everyone is going to pay rupees 50. Everyone is going to spend rupees 50 before 12:15. So before 12:15, Bipasha took only 1 ride. So that ride is supposed to be the ride which cost rupees 50. So this is going to be which ride? This is going to be ride 2. So Bipasha took ride 2 in which slot? 11:30 to 12:30 pm. So over here no one is going to be here and no one is going to be here because of overlapping. After this, so over here we done with statement number 3. But some part of statement number 3 still we need to consider the total amount spent by each and every one by 12:15 is rupees 50. So hold on. So rupees 50 we done with C, we done with B, and A is going to spend rupees 50. A is going to spend rupees 50 before 12:15. A completed 20 rupee ride in a slot 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So A is supposed to take a 30 rupee ride. 30 rupee ride, and A is not going to wait after 12 pm. So A will start ride 3. A will start ride 3 immediately after completing ride 1. A is going to complete ride 1 at 12 o'clock. So at 12 o'clock A will join ride 3. That will cost how much? 30 rupee. So the total amount spent by A becomes 50 before 12:15. So over here no one is there because of overlapping. This is what we can conclude till now. After this, we're done with statement number 3 now. Statement number 4. The last ride taken by Anjali and Bipasha was the same, where Bipasha waited for 30 minutes for Anjali. It means that particular ride Anjali will take first and then Bipasha. So there is a ride which Anjali will take first and then Bipasha will take. Can that be ride 1? No, because these are the last rides. So this ride cannot be ride 1 because ride 1 A already took in the morning 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. After that A took ride 3. So this ride cannot be the last ride for A. Can this be ride 2? Ride 2 A and B already took ride 2 before A. Can that be ride 3? No, that has to be ride 4. So ride 4 first A is there and then B is there. These are the last ride for A and last ride for B. Over there B waited for 30 minutes. B waited for 30 minutes. Then let's mention this arrow in this manner. So let's read statement number 4 again. The last ride taken by Anjali and Bipasha was the same, and that ride is supposed to be R4, where Bipasha waited for 30 minutes for Anjali to complete her ride. Before standing in the queue for that ride, Bipasha took 1 hour coffee break after completing her previous ride. So let's have a look at it. 1 hour coffee break for the Bipasha. So Bipasha completed ride 2 at 12:30. 12:30. Let's talk about Bipasha first of all. Bipasha took total 3 rides. Bipasha took total 3 rides. Her first ride is 11:30 to 12:30. Now there is a break for 1 hour, wait for 30 minutes, and the last ride is, this is ride number 2. So now total 3 rides are there. The last ride is going to be second ride and the third ride. The last ride is going to be R4. Then, and the second ride, that can be R1 or R3. That cannot be R3. That has to be R1. So Bipasha is going to take ride 1 as a second ride. Okay. After this, A never waited. A is not going to wait after 12 o'clock PM everyone. So over here, A is going to start ride 4 at what time? Let's try to identify that. So what will happen over here? A is going to complete R3 at 1 o'clock. So immediately at 1 o'clock, let's say A is going to start 4th ride. That is 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. In that case, B will start at 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Sorry, 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. In this case, what is going to happen? B starts at 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. B waited for 30 minutes, means B arrived at the gate at 1:30. B took a 1 hour coffee break, means 12:30 to 1:30 is a 1 hour coffee break. But this is the last ride. In that case, over here what is going to happen? That B will complete only 2 rides. So this is not possible. So let me delete this. B is supposed to complete 3 rides. So from this, what we can conclude over here is, after completing ride 3, A will take ride 2 After completing ride 3, immediately A will take ride 2. So A will start ride 2 at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock A will complete ride 2, and then 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock A will complete ride 4. So now over here what is going to happen? Let's have a look at it. Listen me carefully. A will start ride 4 at 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. B will arrive. B is going to wait for 30 minutes. So B will arrive at 2:30. B will start ride 4 at 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So B is going to start ride 4 at 3 o'clock. It means B came there at 2:30 because B waited for 30 minutes. B took 1 hour coffee break also. So B arrived at the gate of R4 at 2:30. So 1:30 to 2:30, 1:30 to 2:30 is a coffee break. It means B completed second ride at 1:30, which started at 12:30. So 12:30 to 1:30, which ride B can take? Let's have a look at it. 12:30 to 1:30, it cannot be ride 2 is already taken. Ride 3, no, it has to be ride 1. So B took ride 1 in a slot 12:30 to 1:30. So this is how we can fill this table. So depending on this, let's start solving questions. Hold on. So let me copy this table over here. These are the questions. Hold on. The first question is, what was the total amount spent by tickets by Bipasha? So Bipasha took 3 rides. Which rides Bipasha took? Bipasha took R1, R2 and R4. For R1 it is 20 rupee, R2 it is 50 rupee, and R4 it is 40 rupee. The total amount spent by Bipasha is equal to 110 rupees. Question number 17. Which were all the rides that Anjali completed by 2 p.m.? By 2 p.m. Anjali completed R2, R1 and R3. R2, R1 and R3, that is option B. Question number 18 is, which ride was taken by all 3 visitors? R1 is taken by all 3, R2 is not taken by C, R3 is not taken by B, R4 is not taken by C. So R1 is the ride which is taken by all 3 visitors. Then question number 19. Hold on. Question number 19 is, how many rides Anjali and Chitra take in total? So Anjali took all 4 rides, you can see. Chitra took 2 rides. So total rides taken by Anjali and Chitra all together is 6. The total amount spent by Anjali on the tickets. Anjali took all 4 rides. So 20 plus 50 plus 30 plus 40. This addition is equal to how much? This is equal to 70 and 70, 140 rupees is the total amount spent by Anjali. This is how we can solve this set.